There has only been one reported survivor of an Agropelter attack named Big Ol' Kittleson.
He sounds like a guy we should believe. So
I trust Big Ol' Kittleson.
Yeah. Have you personally had any kind of paranormal experience, whether it be with a ghost, alien, or cryptid creature?
Wow. Was not expecting that.
Like a dumb, like explosive Winnie the Pooh. Oh, bother.
Prepare yourself for Earthling Entertainment, the perfect blend of paranormal and pop culture, with your host, Joe Wakefield and Ryan Black.
I love it. I'm a fan of this. I'm here for it.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Earthling Entertainment with your hosts, Joe and Ryan.
That's right. I'm your host who deeply regrets going over those cursed ruins, Joe Wakefield.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I didn't go.
Thank God I haven't slept in weeks.
Oh, well, I hope you guys have been getting some sleep. And if you have listened to us before, welcome back. If this is your first time, we kind of have a way of doing things here. And my buddy Joe is going to explain it.
That's right. There is a method to our madness. It's a little bit of a layer cake, if you will. A perfect blend between paranormal and pop culture. That's right. We start out with friendly banter, moving into our first segment known as spooky stuff, which is a cryptid or some haunting or a myth or a legend, but it's always spooky, which is why, spooky stuff. After that, we jump into Earth Pop, which is our pop culture section. We talk about all genre news that is coming out, any celebrity deaths. We always have a celebrity guest. This week, we have Marc Thompson. And you know what, Ryan? He played a voice on many cartoons that you might enjoy. I don't want to give it away. But the main one that I'm excited about, Casey Jones from the 2003 Ninja Turtle film. Ninja Turtle animated series.
Indeed. And he even did it for us.
Oh, yeah. We'll show you guys later. He did the voice to,
It was really cool.
It was. So after that, we have a little thing called disclosure discussion that was all about aliens.
Yes.
Then we end it with real world weird, when something is strange, but it happens. It's not pop culture. It's not necessarily paranormal. Where does it go? Real world weird. Like to end on a laugh.
We do. We like to have a good laugh here all along the way. And we do new episodes every Thursday. I did not mean for that to rhyme, but it did.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Well done. That kind of showmanship is the thing you're going to have to do when we interact with our fans at Detroit's Frankenfest, September 19th.
Excellent.
Yeah. Do you know what Frankenfest is, everybody out there? It's crazy. There's a bunch of vendors. There's a bunch of attractions. It's at historical Fort Wayne in Detroit, and it's an all-day event, and we couldn't be happier to be a part of it. We actually are going to have a table where we're going to be giving away stickers, a official Earthly Entertainment Frankenfest stickers. You can only get them for free at our table, but you got to spin a prize wheel, and there's a little bit of a subscribing to the YouTube, but
exclusive.
That's it. Exclusive. Yes, very much so. We should get jackets.
But no, I've always been a big fan of good old Frank. I got him tattooed on my arm here.
Yeah.
So it's probably my favorite tattoo. I've got 7.5 hours into this bad boy. But no, you got to love the evolution of a monster like Frankenstein's monster, right?
Yeah. Totally.
Which is hilarious because I've had people ask me oh, what's your favorite tattoo? And I'm always I guess my Frankenstein. I've actually had people be like, you mean Frankenstein's monster? It's like,
yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
It's like, okay.
We all know.
We don't have to be the guy who's like, how many fingers am I holding up? 4, one's a thumb. It's like, yes, we know, buddy.
Yeah, and don't say it to the guy who's got the ink. It's like, you're not going to hipster me, bro.
Could you imagine, though? You should next time just act really impressed. Be like, oh.
I should
Oh
have.
my God.
Like, I've never heard of that.
I've been wrong for so long.
Like, his name's not Frankenstein.
I'm gonna have to get this covered and make it of Dracula.
You just walk away, just like in a complete just conundrum. Just well, I'm gonna have to get this covered up.
Yeah,
I was wrong about everything.
yeah.
This changes everything.
Like, just bring up your phone, call. Mom, is this true?
Dude, just stop him in his tracks. Yes, I'm a fan of this.
So like, dude, I shattered that guy's world just now.
Right?
Like, he'll never compliment another person's tattoo because he's also the jerk who walks up to the Chinese writing and he's just like, "What does that say? Pancake?"
Right.
To be fair, he's probably right.
Well, you could bust out your Google, AI thing or whatever it is now, and yeah, that thing will translate it for you in real time.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I like living in a world where I didn't have to translate tattoos with a magical app. Call me crazy.
I'm not
the
gonna
guy
call you
who-
crazy.
I'm the guy who has 3 tattoos and I've never paid for one. I
Hey.
would be covered. I would do so many if I never had to pay for them.
That makes you smart.
It doesn't make me smart. It makes me cheap. I
Hey,
don't know.
Nothing wrong with that. Tattoos are expensive.
It's like if you want to get a good tattoo, you got to spend hundreds of dollars. And depending overall your whole sleeve, I mean, what is that at this point?
Oh my gosh.
Thousands?
This alone at the time was $150 an hour at 7.5 hours. So do the math there, over $1,000. And of course I tipped him well. So that was huge. But that was back in like 2015. So I haven't even checked in really. I got this one from a dude in Flint, Jared Foster, my coughing.
All right.
And that's my most recent one, and that was a great price. I forget how, maybe like $200-300. Like, he was great. Like, but you know what I mean? Like, prices have gone up. I guarantee if I go back to this guy, if he was 150 like almost 10 years ago, shoot, he's probably 300 now an hour.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I could beat that though. So in 2005, I got this tattoo for free, and it
Nice.
hurt a lot and took forever, and I'm still not sure what it is. So
Well-
there you go.
It's a tribal dragon.
It is.
It's a tribal dragon. I've got symbols on my legs from the same artist, I believe.
Yes.
And
To be fair, he was just learning at the time.
and
Yeah,
yep, we're not going to say any. Nope, no.
To be fair, like a week into this, like I was like, yeah, you could permanently ink me. So it was a little bit on me.
I was the same, and I think I laid on a like a workout bench, like a bench press bench, and the seat was broken. So
it's
I'm literally
wiggling
on a wobbly thing
It's
getting
bad.
a tattoo when I was, definitely not in a studio. But
Can
but
we
yeah,
be clear, Ryan? Was this in a basement?
it was totally in a basement.
So yeah,
It tracks.
It
And
does, yeah. That's good.
and like I went with one symbol which I thought was like an old symbol of the Jedi. It's not. It's the symbol of the New Republic. And then I got another symbol here that I thought was the Sith, and it's not. It's the Old Republic. So I mean, it's sort of
so you got like
works.
New Republic, Old Republic.
Yeah, so it's
So
sort
you're
of,
all about voting.
so it sort of works, but it's not what I thought it was, which is horrifically irresponsible. But here we are.
Yeah. I do think it's kind of fun. You got to do that when you're you got to be
I was
dumb.
young and
you got to
dumb.
be young and dumb a little bit. You got to make a few decisions that might kill you, just every once in a while.
There's nothing wrong with mischief as long as there's no trouble, right? Like there was really no trouble. They're on my legs.
It's kind
whatever.
of like how you gauge that, because there are people who are just very bad judges of whether or not they're committing mischief or trouble.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Mm.
But no, I feel like we started all this.
We
just
started with this with
Frankenstein.
So you
with
know what?
Frankenfest.
To be fair, I want to give a shout out to Frankenfest like commercial style. So guys, here is a little bit about Frankenfest.
Abnormal art and monstrous creations brought to life. Frankenfest, a unique festival showcasing mad, magical, and mystical artwork, exhibits, and attractions, authors, haunt aficionados, and paranormal experts. Frankenfest returns to historic Fort Wayne on September 19th. For more details, visit frankenfest.com.
Yeah, so like I said, it looks awesome and you guys should go if you're in the Detroit area. Actually, I don't care if you're in the Detroit area. You could be in a different country. Fly.
Make
Spend
the
your
trip.
money. Yeah, it's fun.
Gonna be worth
It's not
it.
my money. I say get first class.
And the best part is we're gonna be there.
Yeah.
So you can meet us. We know you want to.
Oh, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? But Ryan, something is new in my life. It's just now happening. Is my son is going to a I guess a preschool now. I have to drive him there. Well, my wife, we've been a one-car family for years because we lived in LA, so there was really no point in having another car because you have to pay for parking spots.
Right.
So, kids going to school, I need to drive him there. We got an old car, and it's nice. It's really nice. It has less than 100,000 miles, and I love it, but it's still old. It has a CD player.
Ooh.
I get to live so nostalgically right now. I've bought like 4 CDs. I bought a little CD case, and I pulled up to a red light and I switched CDs, and I'm like, haha, high school.
What CD?
All right. So I got a couple. I got of Monsters and Men, their first album,
Okay.
which it was, I really like that one. But
Okay.
I got some other things. I got a Brian Posehn comedy album, and it was from 2007. And let me tell you, that's like, okay, we were out of high school about 2 years at that point, and the humor would not pass today. there was,
Like, was that where he made the joke where because this was before he had a baby,
where
and he was so
self-literally-
against babies, he was like, "Guys, if you see me and I have a baby, punch my baby." Like he like does like that. There was a time where I was like addicted to just listening to comedy albums where it was, obviously a live recording, like I'm sure that was. And like I listened to all of Robin Williams, all of oh my gosh, you go through them all. Like there's so many good ones.
Yeah, but I just listen to like playlists on my phone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's the problem is what you're talking about is what spoiled me. Because I could listen to comedy constantly, but having the same album, I'm not going to listen to over and over and over and over and over again.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, you're right. And it's like it's yeah, I think I've listened to the Mitch Hedberg albums at least a few times each.
Oh, yeah.
But like, what I mean, because that's Mitch Hedberg. Because it's so funny you brought up your car. I was actually just thinking about asking you this. I
Right
was
on.
going to ask you because you had posted that you got to change a CD in the car,
Oh, yeah.
and I was just like, what was it? Just makes me think. Do you remember like your first CD? Like, what was the first CD you ever owned?
I'm
want to
pretty
say
sure it was Smash Mouth.
I want to
The
say
All-Star.
mine was either Weird Al,
Okay. that makes
probably
sense.
the Food album, one of those weird ones where they like did a compilation,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
or it was Green Day Dookie. I feel like everybody just at one point or another, we were just handed Green Day Dookie. Everybody just
Like, it
inherited.
came in the mail.
Like it just, yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. Okay, so there's 2 answers to that. The first album I ever owned was the Smash Mouth one. The first one I ever personally bought was Freak on a Leash by Korn. I remember
Nice.
because I was in 6th grade, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure it had just come out.
I believe the album is Follow the Leader.
You're right.
Yeah,
Follow the
Freak on the
Leader.
Leash was the hit.
It was
Along with oh my gosh, Got the Life. That album was great.
It was good.
And it
was
had like
good.
a song that now like they're kind of like they like kind of regret doing it, but I love that
That's
song.
like what I was talking about with the comedy albums, man. It's like the old stuff that we thought was hilarious doesn't play today.
The All in the Family with
Yeah.
Fred Durst.
Yeah.
That song I think is hilarious. But like definitely dated humor, but you could tell they were just messed up in the studio, probably just drunk and having fun and
I mean, it was definitely funny. It was funny. Speaking of funny, Ryan, you actually found a few really ridiculous cryptids for this week's spooky stuff that I got to be honest, these are some of the more funny ones I've seen.
well, and it's like I've got 2 main ones and 1 little bonus. Because
There's a-
there's literally nothing about him other than he actually has something to do.
Well, if there's nothing about him, then don't say it.
Oh
Because you're
no,
gonna
he's
give it away.
included. Don't you worry.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm excited. Are you guys excited? Check it out on this week's spooky stuff.
Starting out with the Agropelter.
He's so aggro.
So aggro, bro. The Agropelter is a fearsome critter said to inhabit hollow trees of the conifer woods from Maine to Oregon. It doesn't like anything crossing its path or coming into its territory. If they come close enough, it will hurl wood splinters and branches at the intruder. Some have described the creature as a hairy humanoid similar to Sasquatch, but slightly smaller. However, the Agropelter is not Bigfoot.
Yeah, to be clear, this is a stick-throwing monkey guy who's more smaller.
Oh,
Like our size, like human size.
and it gets wild. Like this just
Yeah.
gets progressively stranger.
Yeah, because like right now you're like plausible. I'm on board. This is
Yeah.
all fine. Okay, crazy.
Just-
throwing
yeah.
sticks. Because sticks and stones might break our bones, but you're just hiding in a tree, chilling.
In the hollow tree.
Hollow tree.
Of the conifer woods.
Hmm.
They are so accurate in their assault that there has only been one reported survivor of an Agropelter attack named Big Ol' Kittleson.
And he sounds like a guy we should believe. So
I trust Big Ol' Kittleson.
yeah, it's an accurate report.
It is.
Yeah.
He said that the only reason he survived was because the branch was rotten and shattered on his head. As it ran off, he managed to turn around and get a good look at it. He described it as having a slender, wiry body, the villainous face of an ape, and arms like muscular whiplashes.
Wait, the villainous face of an ape?
Yes.
This guy just doesn't like monkeys.
Yeah.
Like that's like screwed up. You can't just be like the devious face of a clown. Like all the clowns are gonna get pissed off at you.
That's right.
No, you just don't like monkeys.
What had me was the muscular whiplashes.
Wait, what?
It said arms like muscular whiplashes. So
Huh.
like
So he had like noodle arms?
like
Just doing this little thing?
right. I found one image of him, and he had like noodly long arms, and I don't know.
I mean,
So
it makes sense. He's throwing sticks. He's got to get some like momentum to it.
right. And with these arms, it can snap off dead branches and hurl them through the air like shells from a 6-inch gun. That was a quote. Another reference describes the creature as having the head of a gorilla or some other terrifying ape, but fully furred, and its body was like that of a stretched out, starving bear. They are also said to be completely black, save for its face, which had an ash gray skull pattern, contrasting with the black of the rest of the animal.
Okay. So yeah,
Like a skull face.
scrawny, super strong monkey
Right,
who should play in the major leagues
with noodle arms.
with noodle arms. And apparently he could throw like a champ.
That's right.
Love it.
Agropelter. The Agropelter subsists
Because
on...
he's angry and he pelts people.
You've solved it.
Oh my God.
Moving on. Anyways, next one. No, I'm kidding.
I'm an education man.
You keep solving these before I can finish them, Joe.
Sorry, I'll stop talking.
The Agropelter subsists on woodpeckers, hoot owls or barred owls, high holes, which is known in real life as the northern flicker, which is a real life woodpecker species, and dozy, which is also rotten wood. That was just, I guess, the name for it back then.
Yeah, I guess though the woodpecker, I mean, think about it. You're just going to eat, you're going to a tree, you start pecking it, and then suddenly like an arm bursts out, grabs your body, and pulls you in the tree. That's kind of horrifying. I want to have an entire horror film just from the woodpecker's perspective. It's actually never been done. Like, think about it. You do some weird cartoon where it's like, I don't know, like Once Upon a Forest or something, or like Fern Gully, right? Like, it's a straight up like setup that you think would be a kid's thing, but it's not. It's a horror from like these little animals' point of view. Awesome.
Here's my old woodpecker reference. Just like I'm just imagining right now.
Well done. Oh my God. Have you guys looked up what a woodpecker does? All right, dude, it's got this tongue to like go and eat stuff from the holes it pecks, right? But the tongue like goes through its skull and around its entire head
Like
to
an-
make kind of like a shock wave, like a shock absorber for when it's constantly hitting its head.
Yeah,
So-
protects its brain. I saw that image. Yeah,
What?
I know what you're talking
Have
about.
you guys seen this image?
It's crazy.
Oh my God.
That's a real life cryptid right there. Like that is crazy.
I mean, I got nothing. It scared me. It's like the
So he feeds on all these birds and even rotten wood. Its pups are always born on February 29th in leap years and always arrive in odd numbers, usually 3 or 5.
Okay, so how did that guy know that? Like, think about it. This is all coming from one dude, right?
You're
Because
gonna
he's the
doubt
only-
Big Ol'?
Yeah, like
How are you going to doubt big old?
But they say everyone died but this one guy. So it's safe
Well-
to say all the information is
Oh.
from this one guy,
I was
right?
ready for this comment. He's the only
Okay.
one that survived an attack. So other people may have witnessed this
Oh.
creature, but they were not attacked, and therefore were alive to tell the tale. Once again.
I got nothing.
So they'll use anything as ammunition, such as branches, acorns, pine cones, fruit, or even things like birds' nests.
What a dick. I'm just saying.
I'm
Think
just,
about it, like,
just
it's
grabbing him.
we have this whole big drama where this whole bird has a scene where he's going out of his way to try to find food for his babies, and he's coming up, and he finally gets something. He flies over to the nest, and they're chirping, and he's about to drop it in, and then suddenly this arm goes, it just whips it, and the bird's like, "Ah!"
Can't have nothing around agropelters.
Oh my god, I really need to make this movie.
You
Continue.
do?
Yeah.
So, in Fearsome Creatures of the Lumberwoods, 20 Chilling Tales of the Wilderness from 2015, the Agropelter is renamed as the Acropelter, and that it is the largest New World monkey, closest related to the African baboon, but slightly more evil. Its eyes are
I don't know,
two-
man. Baboons are pretty freaking
Dude,
evil.
they're pretty scary, right? So its eyes are two.
You know, you don't need pants for a victory dance because I are better than Weasel. I are baboon. Should be star of cartoon.
I am
Dun, dun, dun,
Weasel.
dun.
I am Weasel. Okay. Cow and chicken. That was definitely like a side thing of cow and chicken.
Yeah, no, it was, but then they got his own show.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah, eventually, I Am Weasel had his own show. And you
I
know what
remember.
else?
Yeah.
Do you remember who voiced Weasel?
No.
Worf from Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Oh, I hear it.
Yeah.
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 No, I never knew that.
Mm.
Okay. Cool. That's right. Little knowledge bomb for y'all. Weren't ready. So its eyes are two large, dark, hollow black circles. Its upper jaw has a sharp overbite, and with its upper canines being the largest and the longest. The Acropelter lives in forests of the northern U.S. territories, feasting on woodpeckers and owls, to which the diet of said birds is largely unchanged. It is confirmed that the Acropelter is not completely evil and does not necessarily hostile to humanity, and only attacks lumberjacks that try to chop down the trees that the creatures call home.
To be fair, that makes sense.
That tracks.
I would be pretty pissed at someone who's trying to destroy my house.
I agree.
Yeah.
And you know, back then they're just like, oh, we're just doing our job. And he's just like, well, screw you. So like, yeah, I could see why they would, you know, be afraid of these things because yeah, it's actively trying to kill them while they're just doing their job.
Yeah, ironically though, it is about a minute after he threw a bird's nest and that bird was like, no. So he destroys the home.
That's
and
true.
then he's sitting there, ha ha ha. And then we destroy that guy's home. And then we get killed by this monkey. Basically, this monkey seems to be the jerk in every scenario.
He definitely is a jerk.
Dang
right?
aggro pelter.
You know what can we do here? So what's rather disturbing, here's where it gets really fun,
Okay.
is that not only is the Acropelter mean-tempered, but its arms are made from human hands. And the more hands from its human victims the creature has, the more stronger its throwing accuracy becomes. It kills its victims by ripping their hands off and connecting them with their arms, fusing the bones, the nerves, the veins to the creature's arms, and stuffing their victims in hollow tree trunks before leaving off in the forest. Lumberjack Old Kittleson is the only best-known survivor of the Acropelter's attack.
And I feel like he started drinking when he first arrived at the pub when he started telling this story. And then when he gets to this point is when he is smashed.
That's saying that its arms are made of
The hands.
tons of hands. They're just
So many
fused together,
hands.
right together.
It was crazy.
So yeah, did you see that one coming?
It did feel like it took a left. Yeah.
As soon as I found that, I'm like, well, I'm going to save that for the end.
It really, yeah.
So guys, that was the Acropelter, and we're going to go ahead and kind of keep it in the Lumberjack.
Hold on though. I gotta know, guys. is that the craziest cryptid you've ever heard of? If you can come up with anything better, I want to hear it.
I
Make sure
do.
to email us at earthlingentertainmentpodcast@gmail.com. And seriously, any suggestions? You find something we haven't covered, we'll do it on the upcoming episode.
And this is episode 140, and we know we're not even near the bottom of the barrel yet. Nowhere near it. There's so much more to discover, and if you want to help us, we'd love that.
Yeah,
So,
that's what we're not having trouble finding them. But if
Not
you
at
find
all.
some, tell us.
no, not at all.
But
That's
hey, to be fair, we have not repeated anything yet.
no,
Yeah,
not yet.
we frequently talk about the squonk, though.
That's true. We do, and I think he deserves a revamp one day.
Yeah. We
It-
should have a whole squonk episode. I'm not sure how we would do it. Like, we have to really, really try
Just all
to make that
really
work.
depressing news. Everything just needs to be horrifically
we just
sad and
cry
depressing.
the whole time.
I'm gonna wear a black veil.
Oh my God. I was thinking, like, we find an expert on the squonk, and you're like, no. Terrible things.
We will all be horrifically sad together.
That's been happening a lot lately. My wife likes to find the worst stories online, like whether it be Instagram or like Facebook stories, whatever. Just be like, did you hear about that one kid in Texas? I'm like, oh God, no, what happened to the one? It was never good. It was never good. If she says, did you hear about that one kid or that family? It was tragic.
What is it? You need the music afterwards, right? From the SNL sketch with the Debbie Downer, just wah, wah.
Anyways, I want to be cheered up with some other goofy lumberjack monster that you found.
Well, strap
What
yourself
is this?
in.
The Gumberoo?
The Gumberoo
The Gumberoo!
is said to look like a fat black bear in shape and in shape like a black bear and completely hairless except for its prominent eyebrows and bristly hairs on its chin, which is hilarious to think about.
Honestly, I know it'd be vicious, but I kind of want to hug it.
Right?
Yeah, I had an Uncle Nick and he was very fat, so I just reminds me of him. That picture in particular.
That's adorable, Joe. So your uncle looked like the Gumberoo.
He did.
Okay.
It was so weird.
So instead, the Gumberoo has dark, smooth, extremely tough, coal black leather-like skin. This makes the beast invulnerable to bullets, rocks, and arrows. Anything shot at the beast would simply bounce off.
I bet we could shoot him with a bazooka. Like, you know what I mean? Or like an elephant gun. Like,
I got a permit for that.
I call bull crap on that. That is like, that could be really good leather. That could be Teflon, right? Like, maybe it wouldn't pierce, but if you get hit with a big enough explosion, like it would kill your organs. The shockwave would just like obliterate your insides. I don't even care if it punctures your skin.
I might advise against anything fiery around this guy.
What, around that guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Its main weakness was said to be fire, which would cause them to explode.
they're like the fireballs from Final Fantasy. The little, you keep hitting them and they get bigger and bigger and eventually they blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Gumberoo. The scarcity.
Adorable.
A little
Like,
bit,
it's
right?
like,
Like,
this big leathery bear is hairless. And it just,
like, and do you think they're aware too? Like he just has one quick.
because it's like bumblebees. If they sting, they're dead. Like they rips
Right.
out their insides, right? So these things are just like,
Hot, hot, hot.
yeah, it's like they might have this defense, but it just kills them. There's like, oh, damn it.
I mean, it works. It works.
I mean, yeah, I guess. But if like your whole thing is I'm going to take out my enemies and whether I go out or not, I mean, you're not. There's a reason why there's like 4 of them.
And like you mentioned, I feel like a lot of times in a lot of lore, because a lot of video games take from a lot of ancient lore, there is always some kind of creature where you have to be careful. Like if you use fire on it, it's going to explode and it's going to get you too. So that's something that I kind of lean into. Maybe this is true.
Yeah, you know what the answer to that is? Time traveling robots.
Time traveling robots.
I'm not even talking about the Terminator. I'm talking about like us sending probes back. Because the second we invent time travel, we're going to send probes back. It's the first thing we're going to do. We're not going to send maybe a monkey, but we're not going to send humans right off the bat.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that was one of my early theories. I think at the start of the podcast was pretty much most UFOs I thought at the time were just drones.
All right, so
Like,
hear
yeah.
me out. Hear me out. Time travel is invented so far into the future that bears have gone extinct, and there's only descriptions of bears. So they make this drone look like a bear, but they didn't get any of the hair because all we had to go on was bones, kind of like dinosaurs.
Okay.
So they make this weird little leathery bear thing to kind of be a drone to
I'm
go back in
imagining the
time.
alien movie before this, like the alien meeting.
It's
being
not an
like-
alien. This is humans.
Okay.
We're in the future, sir.
Oh,
And we're
okay,
sending
okay.
back a drone in the past. So then we send this bear thing back in the past. Lumberjack is like, oh, shit. And it explodes.
Oh man, it's like, yeah, like in the future, like their skin exploded, right?
Yeah, like,
We need to make it that the skin explodes. That's what we do, right? Yeah. Okay, we're all agreed.
well, think about it. If you do send anything in the past, you want it to be completely dissolved. Like, you know what I mean? You don't want any remnants of it so it wouldn't F up the timeline.
Right.
So if there was a self-destruct in this hypothetical screwed up bear drone that the future humans are sending back in time, then obviously they would make it so everything would just
One guy in the back. What if they kill someone important to the whole timeline thing?
that's fine. I imagine the people who first cracked time travel and are sending people back in time. I can't imagine they're going to be like ethical people. Think about the people who are going to do that. Like, who could fund that right now? I'll give you a hint. A really rich person who is a scientist. Imagine if he unlocked it.
Explosive bears.
I'm just saying, do you think there would be a lot of we should be ethical about this?
I can't help but agree with you, Joe.
Yeah.
You know what? I put too much faith.
Yeah.
Too much faith in
I
humanity.
keep telling you to stop believing in people.
You're right. You're right. So, its main weakness was said to be
Believing
fire
in people.
or believing in people, which would cause them to explode, like Joe. The scarcity or even extinction of Gumberoos is perhaps due to their combustible character.
They said that.
Yep. And the prevalence of forest fires, because there were a lot of forest fires.
Oh my God. So maybe their numbers are growing, and that's oh no.
Well, they burn like celluloid.
Celluloid.
Celluloid?
Celluloid. Cellophane.
Good enough. With explosive force. Everybody knew exactly what we were saying.
Yeah.
Frequently
I get words.
during and after a forest fire in the heavy cedar near Coos Bay, woodsmen have insisted that they heard loud reports, quite unlike the sound of falling trees, and detected the smell of burning rubber in the air.
See, burning rubber. It was a future drone.
I think you might be right, Joe. When the creature was photographed, the photo negatives would explode as well. It is said that a man named S.W. Allen once took a picture of a Gumberoo, but the negative then exploded.
I don't know if I believe that.
I do. Totally.
All right.
Dum, 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 dum. I'm kidding. No. So, the Gumberoo was also said to always have been hungry and devoured anything that it could find that looked like food. A whole horse may be eaten at one sitting, but it's not enough. Fortunately, it's not swift in its movements or annoyed in the slightest degree by the presence of enemies.
It just feels like
He's just
like
like,
a dumb, like explosive Winnie the Pooh. Oh, bother.
Oh no. The day that Eeyore brought over a candle.
Oh,
Here you
no.
go.
Oh, geez, honey.
In the 2015 horror titled Fearsome Creatures, the Gumberoo has 13 limbs, 10 arms, and 3 legs.
That's definitely an artistic choice.
After being burned and exploded, if a human inhales the particles of the beast, the organs will get coated with rubber, which is easily misdiagnosed as tuberculosis. Its natural enemy, here's the little bonus cryptid for you guys, because there's literally nothing else on it, but he had to do with this. its natural enemy was said to be the Timberdoodle, which is a fearsome critter, said to have a bite force so strong that it could hold on to a Gumberoo. Although, when it hears a crack of lightning, it will let go.
Oh my God. So it's just like, oh my.
Don't you make fun of the Timberdoodle.
Well, I'm just imagining like the same drunk guy but he's like, and you know what? There's also a thing called a Timberdoodle.
And honestly, it looks like a big, cheap dog, kind of. I actually found a photo and I sent it to you. You should post it right here. So, yeah, as I was researching the Gumberoo, it mentioned that as one of its weaknesses. It was like, oh, a Timberdoodle can hold it. I'm like, well, what's a Timberdoodle? So I looked up Timberdoodle, and
it's the best name ever.
It really is.
Yeah, that's what a Timberdoodle is.
The only extra thing was that evidently, like, one of the leaders of the time actually was able to tame one at one point. That was the only other information about the Timberdoodle. So they evidently can be tamed. And like I said, they just kind of look like a large dog, like you guys saw. It is the second weakness of the Gumberoo and the only animal that the bear fears. Because of this, the Gumberoo is a coward when its rubbery skin is bitten. So I guess
Wait
that's
a minute. We started off by saying that it couldn't be pierced by bullets or anything. Or
we're not saying
arrows.
it's pierced. He just doesn't like it. These are the facts. I'm just giving you the facts.
I have a real problem with that.
I love it.
All right.
But yes, so those were our two.
It's like, yeah, bullets can't stop me. No, bite me.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
All right, I guess.
And then fire, he's just like, no.
You think that's bad? You should see my Timberdoodle.
Not the Timberdoodle. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Gumberoo.
You know, with all these weird cryptids and how they kind of look like animals, but a little bit different, and how they kind of all have their weird little traits, I'm not going to lie, it kind of reminds me of a weird Japanese anime. Or, you know what, even better, it reminds me of Pokemon.
Oh, well,
yeah. I got to be honest, man.
Tell me more.
Out of all your cryptids, that's like, some of them are so obscure. I'm just like, you might as well be describing a Pikachu. Like,
you're not wrong.
What are you doing?
The Gumberoo is definitely a Pokemon like, especially, right? Like,
Yeah,
but I mean,
because he explodes into fire.
And that makes sense. He would have explosion.
Yeah.
So, which is like a wheezing move, coughing, wheezing move. You know, he would have that.
See, I had to bring it up because I know how much you love Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
And that actually is part of the reason why I wanted to say it, is because do you know who we have on the show today?
I do.
Yeah, that's right. It's Marc Thompson. And this gentleman actually played several Pokemon.
Which is awesome.
Actually played the Pokemon. Like he said, I don't know what Pokemon because I don't want to give it away, but it's in the interview. But I'm gonna say Charizard.
There you go.
It's not Charizard. I hope he sounds like that though. Just Charizard ever been Charizard. Anyways.
Or be like Staryu, like, huh.
So Marc Thompson. Ryan's gonna tell you about him right now.
This week, Joe sits down with veteran voice actor Marc Thompson, whose nearly 3-decade career includes Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and a huge catalog of Star Wars audiobooks. Marc has brought hundreds of characters to life across animation, video games, and audiobooks, becoming one of those voices you've almost certainly heard, even if you didn't know the name behind it. They talk about his career, creating memorable characters, and life behind the microphone. Here's Joe's conversation with Marc Thompson.
Hey, Marc, how's it going?
Hey, good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming on. You have the esteemed honor of being the first guest we've had on the show that was even remotely related to the Ninja Turtles, and I've been trying.
Oh, all right, cool.
So I'm very happy to have you here. And then actually,
my, Casey shirt for you.
Oh, fantastic.
Goomgala.
You can't beat it. Well, you know, let's just hit the ground running then with the first question, which is, of course, about Ninja Turtles. I've been a fan my whole life. I was born in '86. So while the older show was definitely there in my childhood, I remember your show, the 2003 show, the most. That's the one that has the strongest imprint in my brain.
Oh, nice.
I was just wondering, you played Casey Jones. What did you do to kind of develop that character or make it your own? Did you have a unique twist or anything different that you wanted to try?
Well, we ended up doing something out of necessity as opposed to my creativity. But like out of the gate, I think they were casting it with kind of trying to get close to the live action film, and kind of how Casey was in that film. So we did it that way. And if you listen to like the very first episode, I think Meet Casey Jones, um, he's got like a more kind of like raspy, like kind of tough guy, like somebody's gonna pay, somebody's gotta show those purple dragons, and it's like this kind of like husky, raspy thing. But as we went along, the directors were noticing that it was sounding very similar to what Greg was doing for Raphael. So then we decided to take the rasp out of it and give him more of a clear tone. So as the series goes on, he gets a little less husky and a little more like, of this straight tone. And then that lent itself where maybe he was being a little bit more of a lovable oaf and kind of a little bit more humorous at times. He obviously still had the toughness and the fight scenes and all that stuff, but uh, I think he found like as the seasons went on, his cluelessness and his kind of innocent kind of lug personality started developing more as the series went on, which I kind of liked. I thought was kind of a cool foil for the Turtles and for April, and it was fun.
Absolutely. Well, for a lot of people don't know this, but that series, when it was canceled, when it was finished, they had a movie that came out a few years later that introduced the world to the Ninja Turtle multiverse. And I wanted to know, how was your experience working on a film that brought together so many generations of Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, I feel like we were one of the early multiverse adopters. It was really cool. Like it did feel a little bit like historic, and it was like, oh, this is neat. Um, I didn't get to behind the scenes interact much with any of the other turtles. I think I got to like pop in for a couple scenes here and there, but I didn't get to actually be in the booth with any of them. So that would have been really, really cool. But just being a part of it was exciting because it felt like, at that time, I mean, multiverses are so common now and everybody does them. But like, at the time it felt like kind of, even though I know comics have done it before, but like it felt a little bit like innovative and like, oh, this is really exciting. What a cool idea, so
I mean, it blew my mind, and it like canonized all the Ninja Turtle figures and other cartoons and everything that I liked. So
yeah.
I was on board from the second you guys mentioned it. Shredder freaking out about there's turtles everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely can't beat that. But Ninja Turtles is far from the only franchise you've worked with. You've played many different creatures, even especially on Pokemon. And I had
Yeah.
two questions. Do you have a different way of approaching doing an animal or creature character versus a human? And how do you convey emotion when you only have really your name in your vocabulary?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, I guess I do. Like I tend to like I do this with all my characters, but especially with the Pokemon, I do try to find like a vocal anchor that helps me lock into whatever that voice is. So, um, like if it's Cubone, he feels like more kind of nasal, so Cubone, boom, 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 and I try to like kind of get in that anchor right there, and then Gengar is that lonely guy. So if I can kind of remember, okay, this is where the placement is, or this is where I want him to be, then that kind of keeps me in the zone for that particular character. And then there's different notes within that zone, but that zone is kind of my home base, and I need to make sure I never stray too far from that home base. And then like as far as the emotion, a lot of it is just reacting to the animation. So if I'm trying to kind of mimic how if the facial expression is dizzy or confused or angry or excited, I'm just really trying to lock into that animation, which is one of the benefits of dubbing is you get to draw a lot of inspiration from what it actually looks like, which you don't get to do when you're doing prelay. And then like to get really actory on you, like I in college we studied Meisner technique, and one of the main kind of exercises in Meisner technique is repetition and kind of just saying one word like blue t-shirt, and you would just keep saying that phrase over and over with your scene partner, and you're responding to them and you have an emotional intention. And so you would just sit for like sometimes 15-20 minutes across from somebody and just keep saying blue t-shirt, blue t-shirt, blue t, and like, and then eventually you would either get annoyed or you would get amused by something, and then that would influence how you're saying that phrase. So in a weird way, NYU totally prepared me for Pokemon because it was like, it was second nature to do that, because I'd done kind of an exercise similar to that where you're just having to imbue a nonsensical phrase with a lot of different emotions. So
Yeah, fair enough. So there's a lot more nuance to Smurf than I gave him credit for, is what you're saying.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I was just thinking, because this is not a prepared question. I was wondering, I'll just put this away. This is going to keep falling. So I was wondering, when you do something like Pokemon, you have many different things that you're saying, but in an episode, they might only use maybe one or two. When you go in to record something like that, do they have you for like a block amount of episodes, or is it like a different session every episode?
Mainly it's varied over the years. Like, there were some times where it was just one episode and I would go in and just do what was in that episode. They've kind of got it down to a kind of system now where usually they can book me for like a handful of episodes, like 2 or 3 or 3 or 4, depending on how much certain characters or creatures are used in that particular episode. But they've kind of got it down where, they can do them a handful at a time. Some of it depends on when they are getting episodes from Japan and how fast they're able to adapt them into English. For me, it's not that big of a deal because I can just say what I'm going to say. But for the other humans, they have to kind of translate it, and sometimes that affects the context of what the Pokemon might be doing. So, but yeah, usually it's about 3 or 4 at a time, I would say. So, or 2 or 3. I'm sorry, 2 or 3.
Excellent. Well, other people may have recognized your voice from the Star Wars universe, because one thing you've done a lot of, you've done audiobooks.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I love, by the way, you did a great take on Thrawn, but I wanted to know,
you.
no worries. I wanted to know, how do you, when you're doing a story, like you're reading the book, and I assume you don't sit there and read it beginning to end, or maybe you do, but how do you keep the characters straight? Because I know you can make all these different voices, but to just be able to hop back and forth and keep it, consistent, that's got to be a task.
No, it is. Yeah. And actually, when we record it, we do like start at the beginning and go straight to the end. Like, obviously I'm making tons of mistakes and taking lunch and bathroom breaks, and so I give the editors a lot to do. But it's easier on the editing if you do it in that linear way, as opposed to, let me do all of Thrawn's lines, then we'll go back and do all of Pellion's lines, then we'll do the narrator. It's just, and it also maybe helps keep the story line and story thread moving, if we're approaching it that way. So, but yeah, and it's what I do is when I'm preparing the book and reading it ahead of time, I will jot down anyone who's speaking, and then I will make a note to myself, like, has this person appeared in any of the films or TV shows or animation or video games? And then I will try to find references of them. And then if it fits within the cast of the rest of the people in this book, I'll try to emulate, what has happened in previous iterations. And then if anybody has not appeared in anything, I'm trying to come up with a voice. And for all of them, I record little samples on my phone. And then I will, when I get to that scene, if it's not a character I've done a gazillion times before, I'll just really quick play a sample in my ear just to kind of help remind me, and then jump back into the scene and kind of do it that way. But there's many times where I'll be in the middle of a scene and I'll like, wait, is this how this guy sounds? And I have to like play it again, just like, oh yeah, okay. Or oops, that was not it. So, let me redo that scene. So, but yeah, it gets a little confusing because there can be sometimes up to like 100 different speaking roles in these books. So it's like trying to keep them all straight is a challenge. So
I mean, definitely find that impressive. Hey, have you ever canonized a voice that someone else later emulated?
ooh, that's an interesting question. I don't think so. Um, I don't think so. I think some people have speculated that um Lars might have gotten some inspiration for Thrawn from the way I did him in the books, but I don't know if that's true because I think that's more the inspiration from just how he's written, because he's written as very calm, cool, and collected, and so I think it's just that I did Thrawn before Lars got cast in Rebels and Ahsoka. So, um, so I don't think so. But no, so I don't believe so. It'd be interesting if Markion Rowe ever appears in any other media, if they would go the way I went or not. So, but yeah, yeah, I would love that, but I don't think so.
Yeah, me too. I actually want to see any of them, the Eye in particular, any of those characters in live action. We might get them in a video game, you know?
Oh, that'd be great.
It's definitely. Well, some of these Star Wars books, let's say, for a young adult book is about 8 hours, and for a adult book could be up to 15. So in a case where it's like a 15-hour book, how many hours do you think guesstimated will you take recording to get that 15 hours?
Oh man, I mean, well, let's see. So wait, okay, so typically we're recording 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So that's what, 7 hours?
Yeah, all
And
day.
then we'll say six because we'll take out lunch and breaks. So yeah, it's about 30 to 40 hours to record. Like it's about 30 hours to record a 15-hour book. Yeah. Um, so it's crazy. So and that's like I've gotten better over the years. Like when I first started, like I was convinced I was dyslexic and because I kept inverting words and phrases and reading things that weren't there and I still kind of do that and so but I've gotten I've kind of strengthened that muscle of reading out loud over the years, but it's more challenging than one might think. It's just because yeah, to read it out loud and to make it make sense and to kind of stay focused and not just go on autopilot can be a challenge sometimes. So, but Kevin Thompson, who directs those, has a great ear and can kind of tell when I'm veering off task and kind of can pull me back in. And so he's been a huge resource and is largely responsible for the quality of those books because he is like mixing in all the sound and the effects and just knows how to kind of look at the big picture of it all. So
Do you get to hear any of the music and the effects like while recording?
not while recording, but usually there'll be a pickup session after we've recorded initially, and I usually get to hear some of the mix then as we're like fixing things last minute before they push it out the door. So, and that's always exciting because like your voice sounds so different when it's mixed in with John Williams music and Lucasfilm sound library effects of blasters and lightsabers. It just automatically sounds more legitimate and real and like whoa. It doesn't sound like you anymore. It sounds like you're listening to a movie. So it's really exciting. So
Yeah, it comes to life. It's like the old Superman radio shows, except you don't have people
yes.
doing the sound effects.
Yeah,
We don't have a
totally.
Foley artist on set, I assume.
Yeah. Although that'd be
Wouldn't
neat.
it? All right, well, you that we just mentioned three fandoms: Ninja Turtles, Star Wars, and of course we have Pokemon. And do you think in your interactions, all your fan interactions, conventions, all these things you've done, who is the bigger group of fans that come to you? Ninja Turtles, Star Wars, or Pokemon?
Okay, probably Pokemon, but some of that is because I'm going to conventions that tend to focus more on that. Um, but at every convention, there's always some of the other. So like I've gone to more Star Wars centric conventions, and I'll find Pokemon fans there. And then even at like specifically like trading card show conventions, there's always a handful of people that will come up with like Star Wars novels or talking about the Star Wars audiobooks. And so it's a weird Venn diagram because like every once in a while they overlap, and then sometimes you get the thing where it's like a Pokemon fan won't know that I did the Star Wars audiobooks, and they will have listened to them, but they were like, "Wait, that's you," or like vice versa. Like, wait a minute, you're Gengar? Like that's great, So it's like it's a very funny interchange when they do cross or when they do meet, because you wouldn't necessarily associate the one with the other. So
Right on. Well, what is the most memorable fan interaction you've had, whether it be good or bad?
All right. Well, the most memorable was I was at a Star Wars celebration, and there was a guy I met who wanted to give me an American flag. And basically, he explained to me that he served in Afghanistan, and to help him decompress from the tension of being over there and just going on patrols, he would like listen to Star Wars audiobooks to help him kind of escape a little bit or relax. And I guess that particular flag he was giving me was flown over the base that they served at, and so that was particularly meaningful and pretty neat. And then another one, just to do all sides to everybody, is there was a kid I met who had a Pokemon Gengar backpack, and it was like really dingy and beat up and frayed, and he asked me to sign it, and I was like, almost trying to talk him into other stuff. Well, I have these pristine trading cards, or like these other Funko Pops. Are you sure you wouldn't want one of those? He's like, no, no. And he explained to me that this was the backpack that he wore to school every day, and he would get picked on for liking Pokemon or whatever. But like Pokemon was an escape for him and something that brought him a lot of joy, and he got very emotional just explaining that story to me, and having me sign that backpack, and that meant a lot to him, and it obviously meant a lot to me to know that in some small way, it was contributing to helping him, find joy or find some happiness in life. And so all that stuff is, and there's a bunch of little stories like that. Like I've met people that are visually impaired that help, like that they say the Star Wars books help them access those stories, and fathers and kids talking about, I watched Ninja Turtles when I was growing up, and he's watching it right now, and so there's dozens and dozens of stories like that, and it's always incredibly moving, and I feel very humbled and honored to get to be a part of moments like that. So
Absolutely. Well, what about moments in your own life? You've mentioned that Superman is your favorite superhero.
yes.
Well, how was it get to finally being able to play Superman in All Star Superman and Kingdom Come?
Yeah, it was super exciting. Like, um, yeah, I like, and when I was super excited when I got it. I took it very, very seriously. Um, Acting wise, it was a bit of a challenge for me because I'm more of a character actor, so I latch on to accents or affectations and different ways of, like, I was talking earlier about those vocal anchors. So sometimes I kind of have big, more over the top performances to try to like hide myself in this character or character voice. And for All Star Supermans, especially, uh, Nick Martorelli, who was the producer of that production, is a huge Superman fan. Like loves, loves, loves Superman. And he was really adamant that he wanted Clark and he wanted Superman to really be kind of the average everyman, and kind of as naturalistic as possible. And I get so insecure and unsure when I'm playing more naturalistic, grounded characters, because I feel like this I'm not doing enough, or is this boring? Is this, And so it was a huge exercise in trust to try to just trust that his heart was coming through, and we kept, instead of trying to play a voice like I'm Superman, it was like trying to kind of play the heart of Superman, and play like his warmth and kindness, and let that be the character, instead of like I am strong and from Krypton. So like it was that was weird for me, but it was good for me to do that. And the reception has been great. It ended up winning like an audio, or not an audio, I'm sorry, a Sobos award. So that was super exciting. I think we got nominated for an Audie. But and the whole cast was great. It was a multicast thing, and so and that particular story is a great Superman story, just because it's almost like the pinnacle of him laying down his life for others, and he's, not to spoil it, but like he finds out he's dying, and he's trying to like figure out what his legacy is going to be, and so um, it was huge honor, really really exciting. I loved getting to play it. Uh, would love to do it again. And same thing for Kingdom Come. Like those were both comics that I had read as a fan. So then to get to do them as part of these audio dramas was so exciting, and yeah, it was a major thrill. So would love to do it again.
It was great having it brought to life. I just love going through all my comics, and I imagine my own voice is, and the one you did actually pretty well set with what I was thinking Superman would sound
Okay,
like.
cool. All
Yeah,
right, great.
you portrayed it really well, man.
Oh, thank you.
No worries. Well, Pokemon isn't the only anime that you did when I was a kid. Now, don't misunderstand. We all know you've done a lot of anime, but in particular, you've also done a show called Yu-Gi-Oh! And
Yes.
many voices on Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
Is there any particular voice or episode from that series that stood out to you above the others?
Um, One of the main guys I got to play was Duke Devlin, and he's also maybe a little bit similar to my voice, a little bit more of a little slightly more nasal, and a little bit more smooth and suave and cool. But when he first came on the scene, he gets to like uh duel Joey, and he makes a bet where if he wins, then Joey has to dress up in a dog suit and like kind of be his dog. And it was like one of my first experiences with anime, and I was like, what am I doing? Like, what is this? Like, and because it was just so random and bizarre, and I was like, okay. And so yeah, so that one always kind of sticks out. And then the other one that's just
Pretty good, like almost first impression there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The other kind of cool points moment that I think about is I got to play a character called Raphael, and he's got this like really low and kind of tough voice, and he plays the seal of Orichalcos, and he got to duel Yugi, and I actually beat Yugi, so that kind of felt like a big historic moment. So that was pretty fun. So
Yeah, I imagine throughout the series that doesn't happen very often.
no, no, no. I think I might be the only one, but don't quote me on that because I don't follow the minutia of Yu-Gi-Oh enough to know that for sure. But I'm pretty sure I'm either the only one or one of a very small group. So
Sure, sure. At least in the original run, we'll assume.
yes, yes, yes.
Excellent. Well, you also did a show called G.I. Joe's Sigma 6, but you didn't just do that show. You directed 2 episodes and even wrote an episode. How is that different from your normal workflow? And was there anything you were able to do that you were just, an itch you had to scratch?
I don't know if it's true that I wrote one. I can't remember if I directed. I might not have. I don't think I directed or wrote. I don't think I might. I did
Really? Because
direct.
you're credited on IMDb, so I'm gonna
Well,
blame the
IMDb
internet if that's
also.
not right.
No, yeah.
Okay, well
IMDb also
we're gonna
says I was on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, so and that's not true either.
well,
So.
there goes 7 questions I was
Oh,
just gonna
sorry.
ask.
My
All right,
issue
so
is like I have to pay for IMDb to correct it. I'm not paying to correct someone else's mistake. So
well, when you get to a certain level, you don't have to pay for them to put your photo and bio up. So at that point, why would you? I mean, you're not
yeah,
contacting agents and stuff. You don't need that
yeah,
IMDb Pro.
yeah.
All right, so we'll skip that GI Joe question then because I was given false information, sir.
Sorry, yeah.
No, it's funny. I should have known because you have one credit for directing and one credit for writing, and it's only on this show. So I thought, oh, maybe he dabbled and then didn't like it.
Yeah, I know for sure I didn't write one. I did direct like I think I directed a couple like Ninja Turtle. I directed once or twice at 4Kids, and I don't think they liked me enough for it to keep going. So, but I can't remember if it was Ninja Turtles or Chaotic, or I can't remember what it was. But but it only happened a handful of times, and it didn't last very long. So I guess I didn't do that great of a job at it or something. So
fair enough. Well, did you enjoy it?
Yes and no. Like I think it's hard for me sometimes to convey what my vision would be to someone else because sometimes I'm like, oh, I'll just do it, and I know how I would do it if I were in the booth or if I were in the scene, but sometimes getting someone else to do it the way I have it in my head, I can't always communicate it very well, and it's always that weird thing of like, do you give a line reading or do you kind of keep trying to describe yourself around it, and then they're not quite understanding your description, and so I don't know that I'm that good at it. I have ideas and I have visions of like ways that scenes could play out, but I don't know if I'm great at articulating it to other people. So
Totally get it, man. But you know what you are? You are super, super good at doing the anime where I've seen it before, where there's a line in Japanese that might be very long or very short, and then the American translation is different. And
yeah.
I've seen you speed up and slow down to fit it all in. And how do you approach that? And do you find it challenging?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, it's challenging when there's a specific piece of exposition that they have to cram in there. Because my instinct sometimes is to look for ways to make it more conversational and look for ways to make it sound more natural when it's being said. But sometimes there's like a piece of information that even though it will not fit in the lip flap, we've got to get it out there for the episode to make sense. So that's when it can be challenging, and then the cadence will sound really off. But I think for as much flack as people like to give 4Kids for some of the edits that they made to make things more kid friendly or more westernized or Americanized, um, I think like Eric Stewart, Darren Dunstan always did a great job with their directing of making that stuff sound more conversational. And I think that's something that we all would try to do and we all would contribute to is like, well, what if I can say contract the, say can't instead of cannot here, or what if I just do like there's an extra flap here. Can I make this quick little joke here? And, oh yeah, that's great. So like there was a lot of collaboration there to try to make these things. Whereas like some anime, they get so enslaved to the lip flap that they're worried more about filling all those holes instead of if it makes sense grammar wise, or so that's where you get the odd rhythms of like Yugi, I am coming, like it's like they get the weird cadence because they're just trying to match the
lip
like
flaps, yeah.
the lip flap instead of like, well, is this how a character would sound if you were just having a conversation with someone. So I always felt like they did a good job with that, and I was proud of a lot of the stuff we did because of that. So
absolutely. Well, you may have noticed that we call ourselves Earthling Entertainment, the perfect blend of paranormal and pop culture. We cover both those subjects. So
nice.
I like to end every interview by asking, have you personally had any kind of paranormal experience, whether it be with a ghost, alien, or cryptid creature?
Wow. Was not expecting that.
We get a lot of different reactions to this one.
Yeah. Yes. I'm trying to decide which or what to say. So I was on a road trip and we were staying in an Airbnb, and my my wife had a dream where someone was pressing on her chest and like she couldn't breathe, and it was like a thing, and like and it was like one of those like kind of night terror things, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and so I've never seen her that disturbed before, and it was like the Airbnb was next to a graveyard, and it felt very, very weird, and it was just like so. We kind of packed up pretty early and got out of there as fast as we could. So that was pretty freaky.
Yeah.
And then I've seen like really cool like shooting star stuff where you're always in the moment of like, was that a star or was that something, you know? So like, but
So nothing
yeah.
definitive, but maybe.
Yes, yeah.
So thanks again for joining us. And would you like to tell our listeners what you're doing right now or where they can find you online?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got constantly like new audiobooks coming out. I think Labyrinth of Evil just released. And that's basically um looking at the in-between moments in episode 3. So it's really, really cool to kind of, you know, see like, or I'm sorry, like it's like right before episode 3. Like it like leads right up to the moment where Obi-Wan and Anakin are going to save the Chancellor from Grievous. And so you get like the immediate moments leading right up to that. And it's really, really well done, well written. And so that's a Legends book that we're doing there. Um, and then you know, there's this show on Netflix called Bread Barbershop. Your kids might like that, and it's fun for adults too. It's kind of like a SpongeBob style humor. It's a talking piece of toast who does cupcakes hairstyles, so that's kind of fun.
Yeah,
And
finally.
I'm doing I'm doing a ton of conventions. I'm not sure when this might be releasing, but I've got one this weekend in Shreveport, Louisiana, Geeked Con. And then the weekend after that, I'm in Monroeville, Pennsylvania at the Legends Trading Card Show. And then in September, I'm going to be at Coastal Carolina Con. Um, and there's a bunch more coming up all throughout the rest of the fall. And you guys can always check out my Instagram or Facebook, and I post a lot on there about where I'm going to be for those conventions and stuff. But I always love seeing people, so I'd love it if you came out and said hi.
Absolutely. And from everyone here at Earthling Entertainment, see ya. Okay, so I got to be honest, man. My favorite part of that interview was the screw up. Because, all right, IMDb has him listed as a director and writer for 2 episodes. That is supposed to be like 100% legit. It's not like I found this information on Wikipedia.
Right.
Yeah, he was cool about it. It was kind of funny, but I just remember being like, well, I did my research. What?
Oh, no, yeah. I wonder how that happened. That's weird.
I don't know, man, because like I said, like Wikipedia, you could just type in whatever you want, but you have to have an IMDb Pro or be connected to the show to kind of add credits, at least as far as I know.
And
I
who's
just,
out here just being like, "Oh, he directed."
well,
Like
you know what? I should have known because it was 1 directing credit and 1 like writing credit, and the rest are acting. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I don't know. It's not important.
I can't even fault you for thinking that that was legit, right? Because I mean, we do see sometimes that happens with certain series that they bring in different directors. They have certain people.
Well, of course,
step
that
up.
happens all
Yeah.
the time. My only thing is trusted sources. You trust no one. Trust no one. And that's the way
Ever.
that's the way we need to live our lives, guys.
That's right.
Remember, the internet lies to you. And in the age of AI, definitely double check anything that don't take things words for it. Do your own research.
But if you want pure truth, you stick with us on Earthling Entertainment.
And we have some truths for you. We have actual 10 things to tell you about on this week's The Earth Pop Report, talking about everything to do with Earth pop culture.
Woo! Here we go. Number 1, Power Rangers series scrapped.
Wah, wah, wah.
Disney Plus has pulled the plug on its planned live-action Power Rangers series before it reached production. The project had been in development with Percy Jackson and the Olympians showrunners Jonathan E. Steinberg and Dan Schatz.
Yeah, okay, so this is kind of like a bummer on principle because I
Okay.
would love for Power Rangers to keep going.
Same.
But it's not like I've watched Power Rangers for a very long time. I was the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and then there was Power Rangers Zeo, then there was Power Rangers Turbo, and then I think we got into Power Rangers in Space. And at that point is where I fell off. I think
Didn't they become ninjas at one point?
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say. After that, it was like every season they had like a different group of Power Rangers with a different thing. There was like Ninja Fury, there was like
That was it.
Jungle Force, and there was like Super Reptar. Then they did Dino Force, and then there was, Backflip McJuggers. I don't know. It's just a bunch of weird names.
I dropped off after Ivan Ooze, after the movie.
Okay.
The first big Power Rangers movie.
Then you've dropped off even before
Way
anything. Yeah,
before.
like even before Zeo.
Oh, yeah.
But
Oh,
that's
yeah,
so
way
weird.
before. Yeah, no, I was done after that movie, which is funny. I actually remember very well. I remember a lot of that movie.
I saw both of those movies in theaters. The first one I really obviously liked, and I didn't like how they made it not canon. Like, it was supposed to be canon, and then in the next season of Power Rangers, there was this weird blue robot who's like, "I'm giving you your ninja suits," and we're like, no, it wasn't him. It was a completely different guy. It was a completely different role. Listen, I digress. The point is,
I just wanted to show off my Alpha 5.
you know what? You didn't pick your moment well.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Continue.
No, I think you need to sit with your failure for a moment. Anywho, guys, are you a little depressed about Power Rangers not continuing? Like I said, on principle, I am. And as far as you adult Power Ranger fans, which are out there, I see them all the time. Every convention I go to, if there's a Power Ranger, people out the damn door. Seriously.
Yeah.
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 So,
Well,
I don't know. Anyways, Disney said it was going to be too expensive. That's the bottom line.
which is weird because that had to be one of the cheapest shows like ever made.
Yeah, but that was when they were taking the fights from an old Japanese show called Super Sentai.
That's true.
So if they have to film the fights now or film the Zords now, that the price goes way up.
That's true.
Like filming a couple teenagers that are non-union on a stage.
The
is a lot
choreography
different.
alone.
To be fair, once again, that was from the show from Japan.
I just remember that.
We need to move on. Go to the next one.
Number 2. Stewart saves his second season.
Ha ha!
HBO Max has renewed the Big Bang Theory spin-off Stewart Fails to Save the Universe. Sorry, I did not know that was the whole title.
Yeah, Stewart Fails to Save the Universe.
Never even heard of this before.
Oh my god.
Stewart Fails to Save the Universe for season 2. The Kevin Sussman-led series has proven popular enough for the streamer to order another season.
That's right. So
Sorry, guys. I don't have to.
It's a small character from the Big Bang Theory. Big Bang has actually done a lot. They had the Young Sheldon, which was a spinoff, and then Young Sheldon had a spinoff called, I don't know the exact name, but it's the characters. It's like let's say the Cartmans. It's not the Cartmans' first marriage, right? So then this would be, I guess, the third spinoff. Except this one takes a completely different route. This one is like a weird, goofy sci-fi, like future drama, like Outworld. It's so strange. And I love it, and I'm so happy it's getting a second season. I wasn't sure if they would. I never saw The Big Bang Theory. I've never seen Young Sheldon. I do not care about those shows in particular. Not throwing shade, just not my thing. And then I watched this, like just the pilot. So I only have this show to go on, and I'm really enjoying it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple episodes of Big Bang Theory. I've definitely seen a lot of clips on TikTok and stuff. I never understood the hate. Like I thought it was pretty cool.
I don't have any hate. I just didn't watch it. I think when I was young, it was like Friends was always on TV, and then it like eventually got to like How I Met Your Mother, and there's always like
2.5 Men.
2.5. Well, I'm sure. I'm just saying, like, there's always those sitcoms that the Goldbergs that I've watched, but it's been a while since this isn't a sitcom, by the way. Stewart Saves the Universe is completely different.
Oh.
It's a weird. Yeah, I'll show it to you later. I'll show you.
Okay.
The show.
Yeah, first time hearing about it, but that's cool. Good for them. Renewed for season 2. So that brings us to number 3. MCU's X-Men cast revealed. Marvel unveiled several major X-Men castings at D23. Christopher Abbott as Professor X. Forgive me if I get this wrong. Indy Navarrete? Indy Navarrete.
This is the chick from Obsession.
Oh yeah, forgive me, I didn't know her name, but yeah, no, that's awesome.
So,
no, and I know she's gonna kill it as Rogue, like meant for Rogue. That's a great casting choice. Maya Boyd as Storm, and Adam Driver as Mr. Sinister.
Yes, which is a really fun X-Men villain that was kind of teased in the Fox X-Men movies. I think it was the end of Apocalypse. They had after credit scene where someone comes down for a briefcase and it's from Axis Corp or whatever,
Okay.
which is the corporation that Mr. Sinister runs. But the point is, very cool villain. It'd be nice to see him in live action. Adam Driver could totally do it. To your point, Indy is a really fun breakout actress. Indy is so hot right now. Like
Well, dude,
everybody wants
for
her
good
and stuff.
reason. And I feel like, yeah, even with her character as Nikki, Freaky Nikki in Obsession, that we could see where she will be perfect as Rogue, because there is like what is it, like a hate for her power with Rogue.
Sure.
Like right? She hates it. She can't touch anybody. She can't even have any human contact. So I feel like she would be really good at portraying that emotion.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Totally.
Like yeah.
Oh, and to be fair, the actress who's going to be playing Storm and the gentleman who's going to be playing Professor X, I am not actually familiar with them.
Okay.
Just going by photos, they look like they could do the part. I assume Marvel did good casting.
I
You know what
agree.
mean? They
No,
usually do.
I saw a side by side earlier today, actually.
Okay.
And I agree as well. And with Adam Driver, because honestly, I confess, I've never even seen Mr. Sinister like depicted. I've never actually seen it. And I saw a
Have
side
you
by
guys
side.
seen Mr. Sinister? Here he is right now.
But no, seriously, he looks like him.
Yeah.
Like it's a
Yeah.
great casting. So that's exciting. So here we go, guys.
And you may find it hard to believe, but the character is he's not nice. He's a bit sinister.
So they
Nailed it.
join the upcoming MCU X-Men film. Bringing us to number 4. Spider-Man crosses $2 billion.
$2 billion.
Holy crap. Spider-Man Brand New Day has crossed 2 billion worldwide in fewer than 20 days, becoming only the 8th movie ever to reach the milestone. It's the 3rd MCU film to do so, following Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame.
Yeah. I think it's safe to assume there's going to be a Spider-Man 5.
Oh, like those two are just what a career they have ready to go. Like, holy crap, I'm ready to go. Ben going, my gosh. Him and Zendaya, like it's just crazy. They're killing it.
I'm happy for the director. He did Shang-Chi before this. Now he did Spider-Man. I wonder if he's going to be locked into doing like the next 4 Spider-Man. I don't know.
I heard Shang-Chi was really awesome. I need to watch that.
It is really good. It's one of the films that they recommend. Marvel is officially recommending you watch before seeing Doomsday.
Fair enough. And at the end of September, they're going to be re-releasing Endgame into theaters with I actually just looked it up today out of curiosity. It's not much, but I think it's something like 7 minutes of extra film. And they're even going to bring out some deleted scene and add it in there as well. So that way you can catch up to Doomsday. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna have to see it before I say I think it's cool, because it feels weird to me to just add on to the movie to better connect it to a movie that's coming out. I guess George Lucas did it all the time. If you think about it, like
that's why I'm not that mad.
All of his special editions were being like, "Hey guys, this is because I'm doing the prequels in a few years."
Right, but no, honestly, I feel like because the fandom knew they were going in a completely different direction with a completely different villain. Things fell out with the actor playing the villain, therefore they had to make a hard left. Honestly, I kind of applaud them for doing this in a way. Obviously, it could be seen as a cash grab, but I see it as them being like, we really are trying to make this fit what you guys love. And I kind of respect that. It's I like a little bit of fan pleasing.
I don't know. I got kind of a hot take. Just I don't think
go for it.
I don't think they should have gotten rid of Jonathan Majors. I think they should have stuck with Kang. I think they had enough projects with Kang that they should have continued and rode this out. And I think ultimately there's a lot of I'm sure they made it work with Doom. But Doom in this Avengers movie is basically being introduced in this Avengers movie.
Correct.
Even Loki in the first Avengers was introduced in
Thor.
I guess you could make the argument that Ultron came out of nowhere, I guess, but
it kind of made sense though.
I don't know. I would have liked to see this movie as the Kang Dynasty. because that's what it was originally.
And that's
going
what
to
we
be.
lost. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But that being said, it's not like I'm not excited for Doomsday, and I'm speculating with everyone else, and I'm on board. But as far as Spider-Man is concerned, I think they need to worry about Doomsday because I feel like, yeah, you got the record, but like just until Doomsday comes out.
I know. What a crazy year.
Yeah.
And we just mentioned Obsession and how successful that was before. You know what I mean? Like just it's gonna be like a real weird race
Yeah.
to arguably what was the most successful movie.
I
Like,
don't know. As long as it wasn't Back Rooms, that movie was terrible. I don't care what anyone says. I am nothing against the filmmakers behind it. It was a very well-made film. Sorry.
Honestly,
Can you look at something and respect like the artistry behind it, but ultimately not love the in package? Because that was my whole thing.
The Beatles. That's me.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's my best way to say it.
That is a hot take, man.
No, hate the Beatles, but respect everything about them and what they did for everything. So there you go. There's my hot take, and I know that's
All right.
pretty hot.
We just pissed off a lot of people.
Hey, take that.
All right.
Let's like I said, I respect and love them, but hate their music. It's terrible.
Number 5.
No, I'm kidding. Number 5.
They're very talented. I just hate everything they do.
Not a fan of their music. Not a fan of the songs.
But you know what music I am a fan of? The music in Coco.
Oh,
That's it.
got me you and Poco Loco. That's right. That's the actual song. Numero 5. Coco 2, set for 2029. Pixar's Coco 2 will arrive in November 2029, 12 years after the original film.
Oh my God, that grosses me out. It's
Oof.
12 years.
Oof.
You know what I realized the other day? That do you know the Megan Fox, like Michael Bay Ninja Turtle movie?
Yeah.
Not the first one. The second one
Okay.
came out 10 years ago.
That tracks.
It bothers
That one
me.
tracks more than this.
Okay.
So
That's because you watch Coco because you have kids.
the sequel will pick up only a few years after audiences last saw the De La Cruz family. So, okay. That was-
No. You want to do Coco 2 and have some balls? You want some cocoa nuts when you make this movie? You know what you have to do is you have this dude be at his death. Like have it be where the main character, I think it was Miguel, right?
Yeah.
Have it be Miguel on his deathbed and going back into the.
Well, at least I know I will be remembered. And everyone's just like,
Oh my
just
God.
blowing out all they're just getting rid of everything.
But how creepy. Like, all right, look, I don't want to like make a really, really sad Pixar movie, but they already did Up. So do it. Think about it. He's really, really old. Most of his family has moved away or died before him, and he's literally afraid of being forgotten because the only ones who, like his wife or kids or whatever, for whatever reason, are all dead. So it's just
Terrible
him.
hurricane.
He's fine. Whatever. Or earthquake.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be horrible.
So that's
And-
it. It's like
yeah.
so he has to make like a connection with someone before he goes.
Yeah. So he's just like really creepily hanging out in public places, being like, "You want to hang out? Does anyone want to hang out?
You know who my grandpa was?
I can play a guitar."
My grandpa was a great singer.
Coco 2, The Reckoning.
And everyone's just listening to Bad Bunny, like, yeah, whatever, dude.
Anyway, what's this real one?
So there you go. So that is coming November 2029. So you got a couple years left to wait here.
Yeah, and you can check it out online. Or I guess we'll show you. They released an image of the updated Miguel, I believe, like I said his name
Nice.
is. And yeah, it looks like only a couple years. You know, they said like, well, how old do you think he was? Like 10, 12? So he's like 15 in this, 16. Just based on the image I see. That's my interpretation. It's a cartoon though. Like he could be however old they say he is.
That's true.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's like, yeah, I'll tell you about it. We have another story about another Pixar movie coming up in a sec. But move on. Number 6.
Numero 6. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza becomes real. A real-life Freddy Fazbear's Pizza inspired by Five Nights at Freddy's is set to open in East Rutherford, New Jersey in 2027. The restaurant will feature animatronic stage shows with Freddy and the Fazbear Band, plus Foxy and Pirates Pirate Cove.
Yeah, so basically the way Chuck E. Cheese was in the 80s and 70s, which I'm down with. And
Are they
this-
going to murder you?
I mean, I assume because of the game, and it's gonna be like a little horror theme. There's gonna be some creepy stuff. Like actual murder, probably not. It's hard to keep a business open when you're killing your patrons. But hypothetically, they're think about it, right? They gotta have like a stage show and have someone like in the background getting stabbed or something. Is this for kids? Like, I don't think so, but yet the movie kind of is.
Maybe it's
They're
for
horror movies, but they're PG-13. It's a young audience. I don't know. I don't know
it
who this is
says real life, right? So it's got to be like the actual movie and the game and everything like that. So perhaps you're right. It's not for kids. It's for parents who didn't want the kids. So they bring them there, get some pizza, and then the kid just I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. It was a little
I
very-
mean, it is New Jersey.
everything's legal in New Jersey.
That's not true at all. We've been to New Jersey several times now, and it's pretty chill. I do
No,
like
no.
New Jersey, but I have yet.
That was a Hamilton reference.
I
Sorry.
know I was continuing the bit, but I guess I'm done.
Oh, I didn't know you knew the reference.
Why? We did musical theater together, like legitly, which is the straightest thing I've ever said on this show.
I don't know why I ever doubted you. I'm sorry, I didn't know you knew Hamilton.
All right, I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, my bad. Talk to you soon.
Hip hop presidents.
There we go. Let's look forward to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, people. Bringing us to number 7, Incredibles 3, coming the summer of 2028.
And that's it. We just have a release date.
Yeah.
Except one other piece of information. This is once again going to be the whole family the exact same age. Apparently, like The Simpsons, they will never age.
Okay.
I don't know. It's been like 12 years since the second one or something like that.
I'm kind of bummed because I wanted to kind of see how the baby was going to
Grow up.
up.
There's this weird Pixar theory that we see how Jack dies in the first movie.
Huh.
Yeah.
No, I
Because
never heard that.
when they're going through like superheroes that have died or like
Yeah.
one of them is supposedly Jack.
Oh.
Yeah, look it up online. I don't know enough to like recite the theory to you now.
Got
I'm
you,
just saying.
got you.
But yeah, there's it's a something about the hair and like the time or the date. Like they figured someone was like, oh.
Okay. Okay. I love it. Some more of a fan theory.
Well, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
how many Pixar fan theories are
Oh
there?
my God.
Yeah.
So there you go, guys. That's number 7. Incredibles 3 is coming summer 2028. This was another thing that was announced at D23.
Yeah, D23 has fed a lot of our news stories this week.
Yeah. There was a lot going on. Number 8, Welcome to Derry renewed for season 2. And guys, honestly, I don't watch shows, right? I really don't. I watched Welcome to Derry. It's way scarier and better than the movies, in my opinion. I'm not even kidding. Like, I found it to be arguably scarier, more gory.
Visceral.
I was shocked. I couldn't believe how far they went with it.
I really liked Welcome to Derry too. I think they did a really good job of doing a self-contained story, and it takes place in the 60s, and it has its entire stay during that period of time, right? And it happens in cycles for those familiar with the property. So I was wondering exactly what they were going to do. Are they going to jump in the past? Are they going to go in the future? Like, what was the plan? And like a lot of people suspected, they are in fact jumping to the past. This is going to take place in the 1930s. So that's going to be fun.
I'm excited for it. HBO has renewed it. Welcome to Derry for season 2, which will jump back in time to, like Joe said, 1935.
Haha.
The new season will explore the cycle surrounding the Bradley Gang massacre, continuing the Muschietti's planned 3-season story.
That's
Exciting. So he's
It
got
is.
a big plan.
I like how you put some stank on Muschietti.
I mean, it's Italian, right? You got to Muschietti's.
Yeah, so like we said, I love it. I'm glad they're doing another season. I kind of wonder if they do a season 3, what are they going to do? Because like you can't go back in time too far.
He
'Cause
tore a man in half in front of an audience. It was incredible.
I'm not talking about like what the character could do for shock value. I'm talking about the fact that the character shows up in like the late 1800s or 1700s.
Yeah.
But you can only go back so far. So I don't know how many seasons you're going to do. It's not important. We're getting a season 2.
It messing with cavemen. That's next. So, okay, guys. So that brings us to number 9. Pokemon and Polaroid team up.
Finally.
That's kind of exciting. I remember when you used to be able to print off stuff on your Game Boy from Pokemon.
So to be clear, Ryan, Polaroid is still a camera company that exists that makes cameras that do the
Right, the printing off.
yeah.
So I'm
there you go.
putting two together over here, man. Yeah, equals 4.
It's like
So
watching the first ape make fire.
got it. Pokemon and Polaroid are celebrating Pokemon's 30th anniversary with limited edition instant cameras, including Pikachu and Sylveon versions of the Polaroid Go Gen 3 and Pokeball themed Polaroid Now Gen 3, plus Pokemon film and accessories. US pre-orders begin August 25th. So that's coming up, guys, with the collection launching globally October. Similar for the N64, but I can't remember.
I'm not sure about the N64, but I remember what you'd want if you had the printer is because a lot of games didn't really have anything you could do with the printer, but you
Right.
want the Game Boy camera because then you could take
Yes.
pictures, and you took pixels and they were black and white.
They were
pixelated.
horrible.
Yeah, but you could take pictures of yourself in like 4 poses, like, and then it had a weird mini game. And at the end of the mini game, the last boss was this weird stick figure that were like, but it had your head and it like kept moving between the 4 pictures that you took. So it was like, and it's like, you're like,
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I never knew that was a thing.
it was really cool, man. It was.
Well, awesome.
Antiquated technology, I know, but like, I dug it.
No, I love that kind of stuff. And who doesn't like the idea of, shake it like Polaroid, So that's number 9, guys. Pokemon and Polaroid team up.
This technology is dead. So speaking of dead people,
Yeah,
I think we need to move on to the in memorial.
I think we should too. And we actually have an update right here. Frank Beard, the Texas bred drummer for ZZ Top for 56 years, has died. He was 77. The
He
band
was in ZZ Top for 56 years.
That's insane.
I mean, yeah. I got nothing. That's crazy.
Like, what job security? The band's representative shared in a statement to USA Today that Beard died August 17th while in hospice care at his ranch in Richmond, Texas, with family members at his side. So rest in peace. Girls do go crazy for a sharp-dressed man.
I saw ZZ Top live.
I'm
with my
jealous.
wife, actually.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was like a state fair or something, and I'm pretty sure it was only 2 of the members of the original.
Still cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Man, I love that band. But
It was the Portland State Fair. Do you remember what year it was? All right. Yeah.
okay, a few years ago.
Yeah. So, and he had an oxygen tank as he was playing. So it was like, I mean, I don't think he had many shows after that. But
Kudos.
rest in peace, bud.
Dude, rest in peace indeed. What a legend. Bringing us to All That actress Christy Knowings has died at 46 after suffering an asthma attack that resulted in brain damage. Knowings starred on the Nickelodeon sketch series and also appeared on Sesame Street. Rest in peace. Holy crap.
Yeah. This one really threw me because when someone dies that young, your brain immediately goes to, okay, was it partying or drugs or was it like some horrific accident, right? And then it was neither. It was like a medical thing, and
literally starved her brain of oxygen, it sounds like, right? Brain
that's
damage
exactly
from an
what
asthma.
happened.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That it's too young to die, but also like I would really like to not suffocate.
Oh my God, you know what I mean?
Horrible. And it
Ah.
would be so scary because it takes a long time to suffocate. Like that is not cool. But hey, she'll definitely be remembered because she was the right age to be in a lot of media that I saw.
That's true. That's true. Rest in peace.
Absolutely.
Bringing us right along to legendary special makeup and creature effects artist Screaming Mad George has died at 69. His unforgettable work appeared in Society, Bride of Reanimator, Predator, Big Trouble in Little China, and A Nightmare on Elm Street 4. Truly a legend indeed. You will be missed.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street 4 had some really crazy deaths. That was the one of the cockroach girl who turned cockroach. Yeah.
That was a good one where he's like just like check in, but they don't check out. He
Yeah,
like
and just
crushes her.
squeezes them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a
Anyways,
good one.
I definitely will remember his work. So you will also be missed.
Indeed. So that brings us to our last this is a big one. Heroes, Nashville, Scream, Remember the Titans, A Bug's Life actress, Hayden Panettiere has died at only 36. Police and EMS responded to her Greenville, South Carolina residence after she was found unresponsive following an apparent overdose and, from what I had heard, cardiac arrest. First responders administered advanced cardiac life support, but were unable to revive her. Authorities have reported no signs of foul play, and her official cause of death remains under investigation. From what I've actually been hearing a lot about this and looking into it myself, and it's definitely pending an autopsy. But I've seen a lot of videos of her. She's been doing an autobiography kind of press tour, and she's just been talking about how rough life has been. Still mourning her brother, and he died of cardiac arrest at only like 26.
Yeah, yeah, I feel really bad for the family, man.
I was about to say the
You
parents.
lost both your kids.
Man, no, and I heard he released a statement as well, and it was her father, and it's just yeah, you can't even imagine, and it's one of these things. I feel like we've touched it on the pod before, where
Oh, we touched it.
okay, I didn't mean to, because
Sorry.
my next statement was going to be child actors.
Yeah,
That
that's why you got to add the word upon. So I know we've
yes,
touched upon it before.
that yeah, there's just something that happens a lot we see with just the stress of being shoved into this world at a young age. And it just, I don't know, just more often than not, it seems to be a really hard way to grow up.
I mean, there's no doubt there. It is, it's really interesting. There's a lot of interesting things here. She was with her boyfriend and her boyfriend's brother, who have cooperated from everything I've read and were very upset and, didn't seem like they were like, oh no, what happened? So, I don't know if anything's going to happen there, but it's just, I mean, so it was like an on again, off again boyfriend, which like a lot of people in her life supposedly weren't happy with because he was a bad influence.
Okay.
So, there's a lot to unpack there.
Not, so just
Oh,
rest in,
and the brother, by the way, he had an undiagnosed heart condition, so his thing
right.
didn't just like it came out of nowhere.
And my mom
Maybe
is,
they have weak hearts in the family.
that's what I was about to say. My mom's a nurse practitioner, and I was actually just talking to her about this last night, and she said that. She was like, it could be a precondition in the family that is just something that could happen. And then, like I said earlier, the stress of being an actor, being in all this thing. Her brother was an actor. He was a big actor.
I mean, I'm not trying to throw shade on the dead, but she was a drinker. She had a lot of issues.
Yes.
She gave up custody of her own child by, because she was like, I can't take care of my kid.
Because of the substance abuse. And she was very public about that, especially recently, like I said, with this press tour that she was doing about her autobiography.
Well, I'm just saying, if you spend a lot of your time partying, eventually that wears on your body. And if you did have a previous heart condition or were prone to heart problems, I mean, it can happen.
No,
it's a
we
bummer.
definitely our hearts here at the podcast go out to the family and the friends. But yeah, no,
I don't know. It's like that feels like it's such a downer. So
it is.
Let me see if I can turn this around. You ready?
Okay.
So, hopefully, all those who have passed have gone up to the heavens like aliens, which is the next thing we're going to talk about.
UFOs.
Did I nail it?
Nailed it.
All right.
Out of this world.
So, guys, our next section is all about aliens, and we'd love to introduce you to it on this week's
Disclosure Discussion. Ha 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 ha! It's about aliens and stuff.
All right, guys. So this week's disclosure discussion, I have 2 different reports, but the first one has 3 videos. So we're going to go ahead and start with the first video now. This file is titled DOW UAP PR-123 Unresolved UAP Report Pacific Ocean 2019.
Just rolls off the tongue.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
The United States Navy Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena Task Force transferred this media to the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office in 2022.
Hold on. Can we say what I named it?
What is that?
What is the title I gave it?
You gave it I Feel Unresolved. Very nice.
All right.
So the video contains 1 minute and 4 seconds of footage. This first video. This footage is a secondary capture recorded via a handheld recording device of an infrared sensor display aboard a U.S. military platform. So it's someone with their phone filming what's on the platform. This footage does not represent any native primary sensor data, and the secondary recording method introduces limitations in fidelity, resolution, and overall visual quality, or so they say. Artifacts inherent to filming a screen, such as blurring or flickering, may be present. The footage
It's a whole lot of
contains.
disclaimer.
I love it.
Might cause anal linking.
They're
If your
right.
eyes bleed, please contact a doctor.
And that this media was digitally altered before being reported to the AARO and is presented as it was received. Here's my explanation. In this first video of this incident, we can clearly see an object hovering above the waves.
Am I supposed to play the video?
Yeah.
When was I supposed to start?
I said it earlier.
You did it?
I did.
Oh, I wasn't listening to you.
That's
Yeah, I
okay.
don't think you ever said it.
I totally did.
I don't believe you.
Oh, I did.
I don't think so.
Roll back the footage.
I think you're a liar.
No, I'm not.
I'm gonna edit it, and if you didn't say it,
I did.
I'm gonna tell our entire audience that you dropped the ball.
I literally said it right at the start. I'm like, go ahead, and I said it has 3 videos. Go ahead and start the first one now.
All right, we'll see.
Oh, you will see. So, in this first video of this incident, we can clearly see an object hovering above the waves quickly vanish beneath the water. After a few seconds, it reemerges and begins flying sporadically. As the operator attempts to lock on to the object, we can see that it starts to actively try to shake off the locking computer, flying left and right in evasive maneuvers.
Go home, UFO. You're drunk.
The object seems to sit still near the end of this video. So go ahead and play the second video now.
I heard that one.
The second video of this incident shows the object sitting where we last left it. Flip that around. Just before it slowly descends beneath the waves. We can see the operator trying to use the lock-on feature to no avail. You can keep seeing it. He's trying, but it's gone. It's under the water.
It's so close that time.
The object is gone. This video gives credibility to the theory that there are multiple unknown bases in our oceans from unknown origins. This video clearly represents the ability these craft have to maneuver above and below the water seamlessly without hardly any visible effect to the area around the craft. Does this prove that these crafts have a surrounded bubble of own gravitational control, allowing them to maneuver in any environment?
They'd have to, because hitting the water, you'd have to have an inertia dampener or something, because we would turn to liquid. There's the change in thickness of what's around you.
Exactly.
So yeah, a bubble of their own gravity makes sense.
And with how fast it's moving as well. So here's the third video. Go ahead and play it now. In a third provided video of the same incident, we see this object once again actively avoiding being locked onto by the operator. Once again, we see the object disappear into the water on the left side of the screen. And then after a few seconds later, the same object or another different object suddenly appears from the right side of the screen, which does not make sense of how the object could have made such a huge change in distance and position from underwater. And it is confusing. I honestly watched that one a ton, and I really like this video. This was an interesting event. So this last file that we're going to go over to cover today is titled DOW UAP PR-136 Unresolved UAP Report Middle East 2023.
I called it Badger Time.
go ahead and play Badger Time. This video is interesting because it seems to be in a better quality than we are used to getting.
Wow, look at that quality.
It's a lot better.
Yeah,
We can see
to be
that,
fair, it is better.
yeah, we can see that the camera is zoomed way out at the very beginning, scanning a large area until the object appears. We can see the operator actively locking onto the object and zooming in as the camera zooms in to bring the object shape into frame. Upon observation, we can see sunlight reflecting on the top of this object, and that the object appears to be rotating and tilting. You can see it tilt, and we've seen this before in similar UAP. From what we can see in the video, the object appears to be egg-shaped, which is not uncommon in UFO sightings.
Oh, it's no rubber ducky though.
No rubber ducky. I knew you were going to bring that one up. That was one of my favorite things because I made that observation. No one else did. That's right. So these two instances are from the most recent release of UAP files that was released on August 7th, 2026, which can be found on war.gov under the UFO tab on the right side of the screen. So that's where I got these. And what do you guys think? We would love to hear from you. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, leave a comment about what you think about these videos. What do you think about what they are giving us, these disclosed files? Are they worth our time? Do you guys like these? Do you guys have something better? Let us know.
Absolutely. And you know what? I'm starting now. Like when I say now, I mean today. I've already like put out some emails. I want to talk to an experiencer or an abductee. So if you have had an experience where you believe you've been abducted by aliens, I want to hear about it, and you can come on our show. So like Ryan said, leave a comment in the YouTube video and we'll get a hold of you.
That'd be great. And don't forget to subscribe while you're there. But that was this week's disclosure discussion, guys. Thank you so much. We still got a lot of great stuff waiting for you.
That's right. So we close the show out, every show, with a little bit of a chuckle, a little bit of a fun thing, a thing called real world weird. Because when something in life is strange, we want to tell you about it. We've had contests where people were drinking fizzy water out of toilets. We've had contests, so there's a lot of contests of windshield wipers.
And we had mysterious bananas that were peeled at the side of the road every single day in front of a church for no reason.
Yeah, we have a lot of really fun ones. So today we have two, and the first one's kind of creepy.
I love that.
I hope you guys enjoy this week's
Real World Weird.
Slightly uncomfortable.
Oh, wait.
A wealthy woman in China reportedly financed an entire short-form drama series and apparently used her position as the sole investor to cast herself as the female lead opposite 23-year-old actor Zhang Yufei. The production reportedly ran for more than 50 episodes, but there was one particularly unusual requirement. The script contained more than 60 kissing scenes. According to Zhang,
wait, there was 50 episodes, so more than 60 scenes means that there is an average of like 1 point something.
I was going to say 1 point something. So there was some kissing in pretty much every single thing. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
According to Zhang and members of the production, the investor insisted on keeping the scenes despite objections from the director and crew, who felt the constant kissing was hurting the story. 50 episodes.
Yeah, just like, and then they randomly, can you imagine, like, there's you're into this story, and then for no reason, you just cut over to the main character.
I'm starting to connect some dots here.
Oh, yeah.
Zhang claims things became much more uncomfortable once filming began. During their first kissing scene, he says his co-star unexpectedly tried to French kiss him. And when he attempted to pull away, she grabbed the back of his head and continued shoving her tongue down his throat. Zhang says he tolerated the situation because he was still relatively new to leading roles and believed the series could be his big break.
Yeah. So, you know what? If this happened in the United States, this is like the most predatory thing that I've ever heard in my life.
This is pretty bad.
That's why it's slightly uncomfortable.
The situation apparently didn't end when filming wrapped. Director Meng Jing reportedly said that a streaming platform ultimately removed more than 20 of the kissing scenes from the finished series because the material was considered too explicit. According to the director, the investor was unhappy with the cuts and then refused to pay the production's remaining balance. So, apparently, money can't buy you love, but it can buy you a 50-episode television series with more than 60 attempts in it.
There you go. Shoot your shot, player.
She should have had a one wish willow.
Oh
you know?
my god. I mean, she's just this, and it doesn't give her age. I didn't look into it. I don't know how old this woman is. It just says a rich woman. But can you, in my head, right? It seems like, oh, you're a rich woman, so you must be elderly, right? Or at least like 40s, 50s. Oh my god, I'm gonna be 40 this year. Anyways, the point is, you see a 23-year-old actor, and you're like, you know what?
I got a role for
That's
you.
worth all the work of making an entire production, paying everyone. Like, she's the sole investor.
Now get over here.
Yeah, exactly. So, they're like, will you stop making out? No, this is part of it.
This is art.
This is art.
Oh man, and the costuming I'm sure was very modest.
I want to look up this show and just watch it.
Oh, we better.
Yeah,
we better.
We won't. Let's be honest. We have lives. We already do a full show. We're not going to watch this.
Speaking of lives,
okay, hold on. This second one I would absolutely watch.
The Running of the Corgis. On August 15th, Lithuania hosted the 5th annual Corgi Race Vilnius, bringing 150 corgis from 9 countries to Vingus Park for an international competition celebrating tiny legs and questionable athletic ambition. 94 corgis competed in the main 25-meter race, although some stopped to play, froze completely, or simply ran in the wrong direction.
That would be my dog. My dog would be like, left!
Squirrel!
Yeah, exactly.
American Corgi GG, short for Gustave the Girl Dog, ultimately took first place. Congratulations.
Congratulations, girl dog.
The event also featured costume, scent finding, and loudest bork competitions. Bork, bork, bork. American Corgi, Mr. Corgington, won the barking contest with a whopping 111 decibel bark, roughly as loud as a chainsaw.
That is intense.
That is borking amazing. Meanwhile, a corgi named Amigo won the costume competition, dressed as the legendary Iron Wolf from the story of Vilnius's founding.
I don't know that story.
Neither do I, but it sounds great.
Yeah. I mean, it's better than like, oh, he's, Captain America, Wonder Woman.
No, he's Iron Wolf.
Iron Wolf.
So, congratulations to all the competitors, especially the corgis who took one look at the finish line and decided, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I would totally go to this. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Like, could you imagine seeing like 90 whatever corgis just racing? Especially if it was pandemonium and half of them weren't doing it.
I'm going to get arrested because I'm just going to jump in there and be like, corgi.
Yay! I'm so happy.
Like, right? What are you going to do? But no, that is incredible, Joe. What a great real world weird you had for us this week.
I wanted to make everyone feel a little uncomfortable and then giggle.
I like it.
Yeah.
And you did like a cool like Invader Zim style little featured animation here. I love it.
Sometimes. So guys, did you ever go to a strange or weird competition? I want to know about it.
I saw a pig catching competition once.
Did you?
I did.
Tell me.
It wasn't great. I felt bad for the pig, but he made it away every single time. Just people.
Did they like grease him up? I
feel like this is the most.
I feel like this is the most. No offense to hillbillies. I feel like this is the most hillbilly thing I've ever heard in my life.
It was far up north.
We're gonna all go and try to catch a greased pig.
There was a whole crowd watching, and I was like, "What's going on here?" I'm like, Oh. Y'all are really doing this, okay? And I watched, and I think one kid got close. I think he got a hold of a leg, but the pig just
Whacked him in the
like
face.
yeah. No, he was okay. The kid was okay.
Oh
But
man.
and so was the pig. But yeah. So that was probably the weirdest competition that I've seen. Yeah.
Would you? I mean, like you, I would feel bad. Like, would you? Like, I don't know if I could tackle a pig. I don't know if I could. It's not about the physical restraining of the animal. I would feel like a jerk.
I just imagine the start. You're just making eye contact with the pig. What was it? The good and the bad, the ugly. Like theme starts
man.
playing.
Wow, wow, wow.
You know I gotta catch you, pig.
Wow, wow, wow.
We both know this is gonna happen.
I'm eating bacon tonight.
We're both gonna get muddy.
Yeah. I mean, oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
This is what you do. No, that's inappropriate. Anyway,
I don't even want to know.
I'm going to tell you later. But it's not for this episode, which unfortunately I do believe Jubilees has come to an end. Let me just rewind. So yeah, I think that's it. I think we've wrapped that up quite nicely. Did you guys enjoy this episode? If so, Ryan has a mission for you.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to share this podcast with a coworker, a friend, a loved one, with your puppies. We love puppies.
That's right. Oh, you threw me off the puppy line. I got to be honest. And guys, if you are new to the show, subscribe to the YouTube because we've only actually done video for less than 20 episodes. Everything before that, like the first 130, were audio only.
That's
and
right.
We have a really great community on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, but we want to grow our YouTube. So please subscribe. And with that, from everyone here at Earthling Entertainment, see you next week.
And goodbye.